Hey, this is Zach here with US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Tuesday, the 2nd of January. Starting off with the S&P, and the peak so far, 47.93. We were looking for 48.20 by the end of next month, so we've obviously got here ahead of time, but the market looking a little bit tired. We've got bearish divergence there, so higher highs for the turn of the month, but the RSI already sinking below the overbought, or towards the overbought 70 area. That means there's a risk of a test of support towards the recent lows, 4,700, but at this stage, lower than that, we may get away with actually bouncing above that, but 48.20 still on the map at the moment. Moving along to the stocks, and starting off with a few new names. First one is Astra, which has delivered a rising trend channel base, the top of that channel there at $4, so looking for that by the end of next month, and that's valid while we hold above recent neckline resistance at $1.60. Great pattern here with the unfilled gap to the upside, and then the shares maintaining then the 50-day moving average currently around $1.10, which is now rising as well. So all good on the technical and charting front. Moving along to Alimera Sciences, and here breakout at the end of last week, rising trend channel here from back in May, top of the channel heading towards $5.20, which we're looking for by the end of this month, hopefully. The break of recent resistance through $4.20, and the longer we stay above that, the quicker the move to $5.20 can be. Ideally, we stay on the right side of $4 anyway, and obviously the floor of that channel near $3.50. Another stock to keep an eye out on at the moment is coming up, Aditxt, and here we see the shares obviously they've come down a long way. There was previously a decent rally there, but trying to get back on the bullish tack at the moment. Rising trend channel base. Top of that channel currently heading towards $11.50, which seems a little bit on the optimistic side, but we have had a couple of gaps higher over the recent past, and that is normally significant. The shares just backing off of the old August support area, $7.60, so if you're cautious, you might want to see the shares back above that. Above $7.60, we are looking for that $11.50 area. Ideally, we stay on the right side of the 50-day moving average, currently at $5.30, and that's also the floor of the channel. Another new name coming up, and it's Bright Health Group. Here you can see that we've got a broadening triangle base effectively in place since October. The top of that triangle heading for $10.60, and we're looking for that at the moment while we hold above the 50-day moving average at $6.80. Good to see that we're also back above the old support there from back in October, around the $5.60 area, well above that, so that does bode well for a move towards $10 plus, hopefully by the end of this month. Moving on to Cervomed, and here you can see that we've got a rising trend channel base, and we've had quite a decent key reversal to the upside, so new low intraday, and then closing well above previous day's high. The view at the moment is that while we're above the floor of that rising trend channel from April around $6.50, we're looking for an initial target here over the next couple of weeks up to the 50-day line at $9.20, and then maybe by the end of next month up to $12.70, which is the top of that April rising trend channel. Ideally, we stay on the right side of the $6.50 area. Another stock, which is it's like a new year, new stocks really at the moment. Another stock is EKSO Bionics, and here big breakout over the last couple of sessions. Rising trend channel there from actually the end of 2022, back in November 2022. That's currently pointing to the $3.50 level, which we're looking for by the end of this month, especially if we can stay on the right side of $2, as that was resistance on the way down back in the late summer of 2022. So hopefully we will stay in that $2.50 band ahead of $3.50 on EKSO. Stock which is making decent inroads over the recent past, and has been since basically the beginning of last month, Mecurity, and here we've broken above the old July resistance around $2.40. Above that we're looking for as high as $4 by the end of this month at basically a resistance line projection there from the spring of 2022, so it's quite a long dated one, and recent support in the $2.20 to $2.40 area hopefully will hold ahead of a move towards $4 by the end of this month. Next up is a stock which is another new name, and here you can see that Primech Holdings have managed to deliver what is sort of quite a blatant W-shaped reversal here. The block in the near term is the 50-day moving average around $2.45, so we want to see an end-of-day close above that so that we can retest the top of the range at $4 plus, hopefully by the end of this month. In the meantime, we prefer that shares remain between $2 and $2.20 on any dips for support. Next situation is also looking quite sprightly at the moment. Renovorx, and here you can see that we've gapped up to end the year, which is quite a flourish, I suppose, just on a technical basis. Here the situation is that we've got a broadening triangle base that's been in place since April. The top of that triangle currently pointing as high as $3.50, which we're looking for by the end of this month, as long as we remain above resistance on the way down, above or near the $1.90 area. So that's a decent, reasonable risk reward on that situation. 50-day line also rising as well, giving extra momentum to the stock. On to the last three, and the first one coming up in the form of Secureworks. Here you can see that we've had a decent gain, another decent end to the year, breaking through neckline resistance around the $6.50 mark and closing above the old September resistance at $7.25. Above the $7 area, we're looking for up to $8.70 at a June resistance line projection from last year. And a nice wedge breakout there, and also looking obviously to fill that gap down from $8.10 that we have had the gap down there back in June as well. The next situation is one which may be worth keeping an eye out on, Synlogic, and here we've got a consolidation after a sort of saucer-shaped, in fact it looks like a cup and handle actually, this is a handle situation here. Here recent resistance around $3.90, a break of that on an end-of-day close basis could be all it takes to get up to $7 by the end of next month. If we do break down, then we might have to test for support again near the $3 area, but this with the RSI rebound above neutral 50, in fact 2 rebounds above RSI 50, suggests that this should be the, after multiple attempts, this should be the move that takes Synlogic higher over the near term. Finishing off with another hopefully tip for the top, Wafu Education, and here rising trend channel base, a bit of a messy chart compared to the other ones, but still a rising trend channel there since August, and $2.80 the top of that channel there. After the latest gap up, we're looking for support to remain there to around the $2 mark or above, and then get up to $2.80 by the end of this month. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.